Not overly aggressive. The thing is, their aggressiveness, it's tactical, right? But the fact is, if I think like this, that when I see Oops, I think they're going to go aggressive, it means every other single team in the league thinks exactly the same thing. They think when you're playing against Oops or Vanka, you need to be careful from that aggressiveness.
Super Conk coming out there. Just quickly put that one in the vehicle lineup there.
So Never Carry is back into the lineup.
Interesting.
I think we haven't seen him play. Was it Never Carry that got switched off for Vielke, Hunty?
No, that was Zmia.
No, but I think it was Never Carry that was the one being replaced for that, because in his place we've seen people like
there's
Hunty, Zmia.
There's Vielke in the lineup, so he's not playing.
So who's not playing?
No idea. I can't remember the lineup of. This is the thing. Utopia have so many players. It's hard to pick out the regular players. The guy that's super cheap with Dake is not playing with them. Hunty, that was it. Hunty in fantasy right now for some reason has 0 value, and Daki said he was going to pick him this week, but he didn't. Biku already taking initial damage, peeking up over there on the bat chats. It looks like Utopia are going to go in for a cap push here, cap rush, but Oops are in a fairly decent position to be able to defend from it, and I don't think this is going to work necessarily, Daki.
No, Oops actually brought a lot of heavies this time around. You can see Triple I7, Super Conqueror. They know that they're being clipped in the side by bad shots, but I don't think they really care at this moment in time. Camille Creator will be their job to clear out the side while these IS7s go hold down and deal with the cap.
I7 of Milosh and Kirloff coming up. Raging Potato in the background behind him. Raging Potato has taken a hit. We're down to 19 seconds on the cap. Oops are going to start getting some crossfire shots and some resets coming in already. Insane's going to be able to start clipping out in his bat chat. Multiple shots left available to him. But look at this from distance. Shoku's going to try and clip out into tanks. Crater picking up the first kill, dropping Papapavin. And Biku himself is on a one-shot for Utopia. This is not looking great, but they are doing a counter push back into Oops here, Daki.
Yeah, they might get the counter push up, but the HP is dropping significantly for the side of Utopia. This was good rotations from Oops, getting those bad shots out of the fight. Shuku is a T100 in the side, but he really doesn't do that much damage. This leaves Decha with some room to move around. These IS7s backing behind the buildings even, and I don't think this is something Utopia can successfully push.
Insane backing off on a reload. He has a damaged engine, so he's moving slowly, but Cameo's coming in to replace his area. Shoku trying to do as many shots as he can, like you said, in his T100 light, but from distance and trying to hit these heavy tanks, he's not going to do necessarily a lot of damage over a long time or a short period of time. Milosh now doing a 1-on-3 job here, holding off the 5As. Cameo coming in with a free damage farm at the back, being able to clip out into the rear of them. Insane's now coming off reload. He's going to start clipping out into the back of him as Cameo picks up Shapanic. Now Insane's going to start shooting, but Insane's taken down to a one-shot, but still alive. Oops still have 7 guns in the game for now. Utopia only have 3, and this is a great start here for Oops.
Yeah, this move from Utopia, it's aggressive in the beginning, but Oops seem to know exactly how to deal with it. Yes, these IS7s, when driving down on the side, got shot by Batshot and T100, but a T100 doesn't have that much DPM. Like, it doesn't do that much over a short period of time. So Oops was happy to take that. They were like, we don't care. You know, those IS7s go hold down, and then what do those 5As do? They have to turn around. Bihu was in the meantime on that cap area as well. Yeah, Shuku was there as well.
Yeah.
And when this IS7 push comes around the side, Creator and Kamil go clear out the forest, make sure that, I think, Papa Pavian, who was there, goes down. So that's the side pressure gone. These IS7 just go behind the houses. And in the meantime, you have Insane from 1-2 line just shooting them in the back.
Question. They're on the attacking team, and they're going in with a cap tactic here. And they have Shoku, see here, and a T100 light. Why use a T100 light and not use something like a Batchat?
Because the T100 light can actually run away. He can spot the forest and he can actually run away.
So that's his main role, just to get in the forest, get out the forest.
I mean, you like, depending on the lineup of Oops, like, the cap rush is one thing. They could still go towards the other side if they wanted to. Like, it really depends on the lineup from Oops as well.
Okay.
And the T100 is a good spotter. He can spot aggression in the beginning. He's quick enough to spot the early aggression along the K line if Oops were to do something like that. I just feel like going to head-to-head with 4 heavies while you're in 5A, and Oops is bringing I7. It's just not the best kind of trade.
Yeah, I mean, the 5A itself is a good tank, but it seems to function more as like a heavy medium.
Hold down versus an I7, you're not going to win that
hold down, anything like when an I7 sitting hold down is an absolute swine to shoot at with that turret. Now, Oops taking the lead here 1-0. We're going to go down to round 2 here on Muravanka. Oops on the red side. It is Utopia on the blue side. Now we're going to see Oops on the attack. We're going to see Utopia on the defense.
Yeah, Oops on the attack is an interesting one. They usually don't go super aggressive like we see Utopia do. They're more of a kind of split team that goes around the map. and how holds all different kind of angles. By the way, oh no, never mind. Yeah, Utopia on the defense, kind of standard. Kranwagen, I don't know if I'm still a fan of it right now with the I7s, the 5As. Just seems to get, you know, shut down really quickly.
It seems to get its turret turned very easily, gets distracted very easily, and then once you don't have the Kranwagen and that hull down dead on, it's quite easy to dismantle. What was your point, Daki, you were going to say?
No, I was just blind for a second, to be honest. That's about it. But yeah, Utopia is also coming with a very heavy lineup here. They have Papapavin in the T100 to put in a bush, to spot, but oops. Like I said, they're not the kind of team that just rushes forward into the cap. They're the kind of team that plays slow, methodical, takes map control, tries to figure out where Utopia is holding, what's the plan for them. You can see that with Miloš. Yes, he's going towards the #1 base, but this is not an all-in tactic. This is a split tactic. He can probe from here, check if there's somebody in the bushes, put some cap pressure even if he wants to, but needs to be careful not to get pushed straight. So there is that for him. But this is 100% classical Oops, you know, like they're just playing control all around, seeing what they can take and seeing what they can't take.
Interesting positioning here from Biku in the Kranwagen. Sometimes he's more further forward against the hill, so he can make use of his turret from that position to try and reset any cap tactics that happen. But he has to be careful not to get shot in the sides, and that's why he's starting to shoot some buildings near where Shoku is.
Yeah, but Deca in the STRV always has an angle on the side of his turret. It isn't the greatest one, but if he does peek to reset and Deca should punish, and over time he will die because he's still shooting at a hold-on I7. It's not something that really works out, ever.
Now, if you're Utopia, Daki, what's your plans here?
You can't do anything, just wait out the storm. Honestly,
batten down the hatches and try and ride it out.
Well, if you go for a passive Morovanka defense, that's pretty much all you can do. Like they don't have map control left. They've lost everything from E to 7 line, almost. Raging Potato will be on the 3 line. They might try and figure out where Papapavian is. If they can't do it, then, you know, if they can figure out where Papapavian is, they'll probably rotate. If they can't, they will just keep playing with Miloš on the scalp and get Utopia to commit something, because everything right now is set up for that commitment. You have Insane Creator, which can support Miloš if you get pushed around the corner. You have Deca, who can also punish that corner, and then Kamil, who can punish anybody peeking on the top. In the meantime, Raging is there in support as well, so if Utopia does go for a commitment to reset the scalp, they're just all going to die.
Some blind fire shots coming out from Insane as well. He's now on a reload. Cap being started by Miloš, down to 1 minute and 5 seconds. Kind of starting to dictate the pace of the game, as this means that Utopia are going to be the ones that are going to have to start making moves, as Oops are the ones that are now kind of in control here.
Oops are by far in control. Karolf is just controlling the other side, because with him being there in the bat shot, they know. They just know that there's nobody coming from there. They know that T100 is not flanking, none of the bats are flanking, nobody is trying to take Forest, which leaves only one possible avenue of attack for Utopia to reset the scalp, which is through the 1, 2, 3 line. So with Karolf over there, all of Oops' guns will be turned onto where Vilki is, and that's already the STRV, giving him the first shot.
Vilki getting hit there. Deca taking multiple hits though in return. Vilki taking another one, trying to get shots back out into Deca. Shoku peeking and taking hit for that, actually losing his gunner. No health pack coming out from there, Daki, so it looks like Shoku, well, he does repair it straight away actually. Don't repair it. Heal him. Bandage him straight away.
It was unnecessary from Kamil to take that amount of damage there. I mean, up until then it was a favorable trade, because yeah, Deca taking some damage in the STRV. Sure thing, but it's an STRV. I'll just go and spot it and do the same thing after. So kind of unnecessary for Kamil to take that amount of damage, but they have control. They've already bled some HP of this heavy tank, and you know, the Kran, the STRV are not really tanks that get into the fight quickly. Neither is the T100. Like, they don't really contribute with their HP. So removing it from the 5As is super important, because they are the tanks that are supposed to take the damage.
More blind fire going back over into Deca's area, but nothing connecting. Karolf did have a little scouting run down there onto the K-line, but now he's turned around to start to come back from that area.
I mean, they're just doing the same thing, right? They still have 1 minute left on the cap. Utopia will be forced to commit once again. This time it probably will have to be steroids to make the corner peak, and when he does that, he's also going to take a lot of damage for this. Again, it's all Oops 1. They can just play with time, keep doing this. Miloš is an IS-7. He's taken 103 damage so far, so I don't think it really matters to them. Just need to make sure that people like Kamil don't take any more damage.
Yeah, they need to preserve their HP here to have this prolonged fight, because we're down to 5 minutes left in the match. We're down to 33 seconds in the cap circle. Again, there's going to have to be this double peek from Utopia to come in and get the shot into Milos for the reset. Ragingdale peeks over. Milos takes a shot, fires one back. It's Biku in the Kramwagen. He's going to be able to trade with him a little bit more. Some missed shots coming out here from Oops, not actually connecting into Biku there. Going over, actually might have been a shot going into Shoku's area. In return, the return fire goes back out. And again, it works out slightly in favour of Oops. But again, having to play for time here, Daki, not necessarily going in their favour.
Yeah,
nice
but
shot.
they've bled around 2,000 HP from Utopia in return for like 400. So it's a very, very favorable trade for Oops. They can now start to group up, start to take control, because Utopia now they will have to commit with Steroids, which is their last heavy tank. And if he has to commit, then Oops will just roll over them and push them and kill them all in the process of it.
And Steroids will get beaten up for that because he doesn't quite have the armor of Biku.
He will result as Vielke's right now.
Doing that earlier on, yeah.
Biku's already committed once, he can't do it again. Raging's already playing more aggressive on the top. You can see Insane and Karolf are joining. And this is exactly what they're waiting for. This time they're going to stand on this corner here. And when they stand on this corner, all they're waiting for is somebody to peek.
Push round and
somebody to peek from Utopia. And once they do that, they will peek out, clip them out. I don't think Utopia's expecting this.
What a hit there.
Yeah, that's Raging, 613. And actually max rolled with the I-7 onto the Kranwagen.
What a fantastic hit.
Yeah, max rolled him. Biku's not going to be happy about that. But yeah, they're just waiting for somebody to commit on this corner. They peek, they will die. Creator is still holding the other side, so they know nobody's coming through there. Now Papa Pavin is starting to move, but Creator should still find him if he goes too aggressive.
Actually had that happen recently in a game on Malinovka. Got high rolled and was absolutely screaming because I couldn't understand what just happened. Not nice when that happens. It's a massive amount of damage taken for when you're used to seeing so many low rolls, if you like, or medium rolls. And there you go, Daki. Exactly as you said, Steroids peaks. Insane and Karolf going to come around. They're going to delete Steroids. Shoku's going to peek out to try and get some shots. Then they're probably going to turn around and get the shots into Shoku. This is the fight that's going to decide who wins this match or not. Milos drops down Steroids. The rest of Utopia haven't really taken any damage, although Biku's now down to a one-shot. Shots coming in as well from the back lines of Deka trying to get shots. They drop Insane. Karolf's now going to come over with his clip. Camille takes out Biku. Karolf's now going to trade off against Shoku. He should be able to win this trade. Shoku's going to go safe behind the building. 2 for 2 right now. Each of them have shots left, and it's going in Oops' favour, but it's not going tidily in their favour. Yeah,
but it doesn't really matter as long as they're going to win the round. They'd lost to his heavy tanks for the side of Utopia. As Steroids had to commit, he goes down. Nobody to tank the damage.
Triple kill from Niles there. Crater picking up. Niels, sorry, pronunciation there, you know, it's the way the E and the I is.
Niles.
You do his full name, I can't do his full name.
Niels van Hove.
Van Hove. Very, very Dutch.
Very Dutch indeed, but yeah, that was the commitment from Utopia. The T100 wasn't there on time, so they had to commit with the heavy tanks, and we saw what happened to Steroids. We saw it happen to everybody else as well. Once they realized the T100 was on the other side, you could see Creator just come in, come over, kill everybody else pretty much. And yeah, it wasn't the cleanest win towards the end, but they had so much lead, so much more advantage over Utopia that they could get away with it.
Sitting in the cap circle here, kind of surprised actually that Creator doesn't just rush him over and pick up a multi-kill, but it looks like it's going to be Deka for the multi-kill. Perhaps even might ram him here, but no, he's going to stop and take a shot. It's going to then allow Milos to come in and pick up the kill. Boom. There we go. Triple for Milos as well. Oops, take the lead 2-0. Muravanka done and dusted.
I'm surprised you'd play Muravanka to begin with against Oops, but you know, like that's something Utopia choose to do.
This is something though that we talked about mid-season and start of season with regards to Utopia. Great start to the season almost every single time, and then as the season progresses, tactically they start to look really sloppy, recycling old plays that people can predict and not necessarily coming up with new stuff.
Yeah, but Oops is also playing really well right now, to be honest. They're making the correct rotations, they're forcing... Utopia is not bringing anything new, and bringing nothing new against...
Kill stealing.
Yeah, bringing nothing new against a team like Oops, who have very good tactical, you know, awareness and what to do. You could see it there in that round. They were pretty much, they knew where everybody from Utopia was. Utopia could come from one angle and one angle alone. They never even tried to push out the eastern side. Like, they didn't even try. They just were like, okay, send the heavy. If you don't make Oops rotate and they can just set up with all the crossfire like they had now, you're going to lose because you're driving into the guns. Like, they have all the first shots. And unless they make a major mistake, like Raging peeks out and loses his full tank or something, like he sometimes does on him.
Point out Raging like goes hot or cold. Something like sometimes he's like there's actually situations where through no actual fault of his own. Like, Raging's going to a position where he should go to a position and everything's going fine, and the enemy team does something unexpected and Raging gets caught out.
When they have like Type 5s aiming the hill on Himmelsdorf?
It does happen to me. Like, okay, that win at the start, but that was at the start of the season. There is other situations where if you watch when the teams initially trade, it's always Raging that somehow manages to take the first damage.
Or when Raging switches his aim and gets resetted on Himmelsdorf?
Okay, that Himmelsdorf one was, that was the little friendly tap from Insane to let him know what he thought about that one. But no, Raging Potato, I mean, come on, this is the guy that did the blind shot on Runeberg that turned that round.
One blind shot.
Dude, he saved them. He saved them in that round.
One blind shot.
He saved them. That was an amazing blind shot, because if you actually look at it, he shot down the middle. But here's the thing, in that blind shot, he shot down the middle of the road. He didn't shoot into the bushes. Danny was actually in the middle of the road at the time.
Because Danny probably fired at him.
I don't know, maybe. But still, inspired pick, and they're looking to catch out a Batchat crossing, and luckily for Utopia, they're not doing that.
Nah, it's not going to happen. They don't even have a light whatsoever, so they're just going to play normal. And
Foch B coming out there for Utopia on defense as well. They're expecting a 1-2 line push here.
They have used the Foch B before. Bichu's been going to be playing it now. Last time they played it was actually sitting where you see the Muka, actually, in the T57 heavy. But yeah, now he's just going to be covering 1-2 line. It's going to be interesting to see how Oops actually tries to deal with this, because this defense is really, really hard to actually properly break. They will have to get through 1-2 line. Like,
it's going to be hard, because Oops 1-2 line pushes are historically not good.
They used to, like, the thing is, like, this fails for pretty much every single team nowadays.
Last time they did it,
yeah,
Crater's been ammo-racked.
Before that, it worked like every single time. The thing is now that, like, this is like the only real play you can do, and you have to go for it, and everybody's going to be aiming for you, and technically they should kill at least one of you on the crossing.
They're like debating, you know, they're turning around already. Milosh is like, I'm not going to go first, because last time I got across safely, then I got ammo-racked, and I don't think this is a good idea, guys.
Crater got spotted out in the 113 though. Camille's going to be joining them.
Try and rush Camille down?
No, I think they might try to play the cap actually, because they know that there's nobody in 1-2 line. So they're like, we don't need to commit on 1-2 line when there's nobody there. Unless there's somebody sitting in H2. We can play the cap, hold down with our IS-7s, and Camille will probably take F1. He will not go down all the way in 1-2 line. He'll go to F1 like he is now, where we saw Stefan play yesterday as well. The reason why he goes to F1 is because of Sturoid's position. When Sturoid needs to go reset, because his Foch B won't get the angles. Like, he will just not get it. Like, he can't pen the IS-7 turret. When the IS-7 comes around the corner, then like this, the AMX will shoot him.
Cheeky.
And if he drives down, Camille still has a bush to work with. So if he drives down to that corner, like the corner in front of me, Nosh and Karov to reset, then Camille will just peek and give him 3 shots.
Blind shots going out there into BQ. Steroids getting hit for 502. That looks like Crater putting one into him. Crater taking a shot back in return. That looks like perhaps coming from Shupanic behind that rock. Mucka's already shot one out from his T57. Steroids now going into a reload, so it looks like perhaps an ammo change there, Decky.
Might be loading HE to try and get the reset, but I think Camille should be coming in with the punish soon. TM. Creator's looking for the punish as well, but he needs to be really careful.
Crater getting his gun damage there. Milos and Kerloff. Kerloff is actually damaged there for a reset, so down to 30 seconds. Steroids is going to try and get shot into Milos. No, he goes for Kerloff. No splash going on to Milos. And Milos still with all the capture points that he has. They can shoot Kerloff all day long, but Milos can survive in this area.
Doesn't matter though. Like, look at the HP they've already lost. Shapanek, Steroids, Bichu's not getting an angle whatsoever. And Camille will continue this. He's reloaded in 2 seconds. When Steroid speaks again, that's the AMX with heat, obviously with the buffed alpha now of 390. That thing really hurts. He can clip him out.
Bounced off Kerloff. Shot coming in onto Milos with the HE from Shupanic, and there is the reset. 40 seconds. Cap still continuing though. Pressure still on Utopia to keep making plays and keep making moves to try and get angles here.
Yeah, but Shupanic cannot do this forever. Like, he cannot hold... Like, depends on how many HE he has, right? If he has like 20 HE, then he can do it forever. But I doubt he does. That's the thing. That's... Shoku might try to cross over into 1-2 line, but that should be punished really heavily. I don't know if they're going to be able to spot him, though. They shoot once he gets past this corner. His IS-7 should see him.
Fosh B here of Biku just holding position, waiting to shoot someone on the move. Shapanik has 5 HE shells left, Daki. Make that 4 now.
Yeah, that's why Shuku crossed, I guess, because he knew that, you know, at one point he'd have to
Camel's on fire. Looks no, he just took another shot when he took one already. So that was lucky to survive that one there, and he has to be extremely careful.
Yeah, that was I understand he really wanted to clip Shuku to make him low HP. In essence, the fact that he survives makes it a good trade, because now Shuku is 644 HP. They will use Creator probably in the 113 or not. He's running away. Well, the thing is now, they've done a lot of damage. They can't really push out Camille, so Oops is going to be rotating. I don't know if this is like necessary, to be honest, because if Shuku peeks, he die. You put Creator at the rock, you leave the items in the cap. If Shuku peeks out anywhere, Creator gives him a shot, and he's a one-shot already. Like, this rotation, I don't know if I fully agree with it. They might try to push 1-2 line now, though, because now they have like something.
Gathering up the 4 tanks over there. Creator actually switching all the way around, and Raging and Kerloff and Milosh lining up there. Insane spotted in the middle. He knows exactly what he's doing in that position, just to kind of hold any kind of middle push. Deka and Vielke keeping himself proxy spotted. Deka has to play that position very carefully because he's relied upon to try and get any crossfire shots into Shoku, but he has to also keep himself safe from all those tanks in the base. Pavan, Muka can also get shots into him. You know, it's not an easy play right now for Oops, and I just hope this works, Daki, because so many times for Oops this hasn't worked.
Well, they're going to take a full Fosh B clip on the crossing, Muka clip on the crossing, Shapanik, Sturoids, and Shuku.
I don't think this is going to work.
It might work, but it really depends on how the shooting from Utopia is. If Bihu tracks the first one, this could be bad. Shuku's not looking right now, though. That's the only advantage they have.
Milosh gets spotted out. Raging gets spotted out. First shot's coming in. Milosh takes one. Kerloff gets hit. Milosh gets tracked. Kerloff goes into the back of him. Raging Potato looks like he's going to get across safely. Does take a couple of shots. Milosh seems to be the focus. Fire. Kerloff is now going slowly. Driving into Milosh didn't help him. One more shot. He's going to go down. Milosh might survive because of Kerloff's corpse. The Steroids picks up that kill, and Milosh gets over and sub half health.
Yeah, the focus fire from Utopia was okay. Raging needs to be careful here,
though. Oh,
though.
come on, Raging. You got yourself into that position. Don't die for it. You're taking too much shots. He does get the kill on Shoku, but now Raging Potato is down to 250 HP. He's going to get any hits to the face as soon as he peeks over that area. And this push, Daki, okay, they've got 2 tanks in this position.
It was a good trade, actually, for Oops. It was a good trade. It will work out. Bihu is now on reload, so nobody can really punish Raging Potato anymore. They're going to get down. There's no chance for Utopia to counter push the hill, and with their positions, Camille could go onto the cap at one point. Milosh will probably have to, I mean, first of all, what they need to do is they need to kill Shapanik as quickly as they can, so Camille can go on the cap and Bihu can't spot them anymore, but they only have 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Like, they really need to kill Shapanik super quickly. Like, within a minute, he needs to be dead. This
push here as well from Muka, it's been spotted out here by Deka on the cap circle, so Creators having to watch out for that. They're going to try and drop Shapanik as quick as they can, but shots coming back out. That one not actually doing damage, it just tracked someone, so now Milosh, he needs to make that hit. He doesn't actually pen with that one on Shapanik. Shapanik does have damaged ammo rack, but they don't know that, so they don't know he's got a longer reload. He shoots HE, now it's up to the 2 tanks here to make their shots count.
Nice. They need one more
to drop Shapanik. Again, like I said, they don't know that he's on a reload. Like
they do actually know, because they have the crew.
This crew thing was, yeah, 'cause they keep aiming on them, it'll tell them.
Eagle Eye, I think it's called.
Yeah, Eagle Eye, yeah. It's one something that people usually don't take until they have multiple other skills.
I never take it because I just don't think it's useful. But obviously they have all skills, so they can. So they can if they like. What is it? I think it's like 3 seconds or something if they hover over it.
2 or 3, I think.
Yeah. They need to kill Shapanik now, because Camille needs to start to cap it in 5 seconds to be able to cap solo.
As well, like, so reload's working in Oops' favor.
Yeah, but they taking too much time.
Oh, this is bold.
Camille can't cap solo anymore.
This is bold. They can drop Biku for this.
I don't know why Biku did that.
Especially when he shoots like that. Raging Potato now with the double kill. Milosh and Shapanik trading there. Shapanik just firing out HE. Come on, somebody needs to be able to drop him. He's surviving for a very long time here in this position. Daki's found himself a nice angle that's keeping himself safe.
They could have already started shooting HE if they wanted to. I mean, Raging or Milosh has to go join the cap. Soon TM, so I mean they're gonna. I mean, Insane might actually go join the cap. To be honest, the way he's driving, it looks like he's gonna go help Camille to cap it out. 2 guys will be enough. Milosh finally picks it up. That leaves only 3 guys for Utopia, and nobody in position to reset. Insane will join the cap. Milosh and Raging will push forward, and that is Utopia losing their defensive round.
Papa Pawin trying to push across here in the A3, but he's been shot at when he goes across for doing that. Vilki and Mucka unable to do anything. Mucka still here with a full clip. I don't think he's fired a single shot all battle because he's not been able to move from the right-hand side of the map to come over to contribute into the fight. Nice shot there from Milosh into the back of Vilki's trying to move up on the hill. Raging Potato now with the triple. Deka taking a big hit there from Papa Pawin. Unnecessary damage. Mucka taking lots of damage right now, trying to move out into that position. Desperate to try and get a cap reset. Insane surely going to be able to peek out and get a shot, but Mucka's on fire. Crater now picking that one up, and only Papa Pavin left. No way able to come in for a reset. And yeah, like you say, Daki, Oops picking this one up on the attack. 3-0. Great situation for them to be in right now.
Yeah, this is not good for Utopia whatsoever. It does start to look like they're going to have to play in the playoffs, to be honest. Like, it's not looking good for them at all.
Oops clean win or Oops tiebreaker is the easiest way to look at the league structure. Oops win or tiebreaker means that Oops are second, like, Ding or third, Utopia or fourth.
This round was really good by Oops. I think they could have still pulled it off with those 2 IS-7s on the cap. I think that Shuku was too low HP to actually have an effect from that 1-2 line because it got clipped by Camille. Sturoids was also like down to... yeah, Papa did a lot of damage, but like it doesn't matter if you lose the round, to be honest. So good stuff there from the Oops tanks. Camille in that AMX, yeah, I think they could have still made it work with the cap. I think pushing 1-2 line was kind of risky. But they obviously, what they don't know is what we did. They don't know how much HP Shapanak actually has.
Yeah, there's always that. So like
in their minds, Shapanak could have another 15 HE shots. He could have another 15 HE shots, which will reset them for the next 3 or 4 minutes, which then will leave them with no time at all to actually make it happen.
After watching that match yesterday, it's always difficult to work out how many HE shells people have.
So they don't know how many HE shells he has. So they're like, we need to push 1-2 line. We can't hold this gap forever. They did it and it worked. The focus fire from Utopia, it was okay. Technically, like, they killed 1 guy. They could have maybe gotten a little bit more out of that if Biku managed to actually track 1 or 2 guys on the crossing. There was only 1 tracking shot, which was onto Milosh, I think. That was the only tracking shot.
Yeah, Kelov drove into the back of him and then slowly got moving once again.
Technically, you need to like track 2 guys on that crossing because if you track them, yeah, well, you need to track them twice. But the second time you track them, they will already lost all their speed. So then you can get some more shots with like steroids and such.
So now it's going to be Utopia on the attack. It's going to be Oops on the defense. Oops currently with a 3-0 lead. Looking in control here. They've not really looked necessarily troubled in the previous rounds. And similar lineups to what we've seen from each team coming out there. I'm interested to see this one. I mean, a 5-0 win here, Daki, is a very high possibility.
I wouldn't say it's going to be 5. I mean, I think this will be 4-0 right now, but I think Utopia will pick up at least 1 round. It just really looks to me like they're going to have to play playoffs because they need to break Mind's defense right now against Oops, who I think are tactically better than them, to be honest. So tactically ahead, we'll have better positioning, better shooting, hopefully as well. So I believe that this will be 4-0.
Utopia's attack record on Mines is actually pretty atrocious, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm not speaking about it for a reason.
There's always a chance.
I'm trying to keep the
suspense. Yeah, keep the the possibility.
If they're gonna cliff dive, I swear to God.
I mean, that whole tactic could have worked if the execution coming off the hill was better.
They're gonna cliff dive. I can feel it already.
You can feel it. Your spider senses tingling. Are going to line up.
I can feel it in my fingers.
Because I was watching this when we were talking about it, and Halu's like, it was a good idea, it just didn't quite work. And to be fair, yeah, it's an interesting way of trying
I really hope they're not going to dive.
Trying to break what
there's no reason to put all your heavies on the hill and take damage for free if you weren't going to do something with them off the hill, which is like, you know.
And the thing is in doing this, you just drop right into the guns of Oops. So it's not like you drop yourself into a safe area. You go from a safe area into a dangerous area.
Yeah, but you have to cross less distance. You get immediately into the fight, where if you drive towards them, it takes you time. You take shots from the base.
Insane's like, yeah, I'm backing off, guys. I don't like this. I don't like this. Deka's just going towards the hill entrance, saying, yeah, I'm not going to stay around that corner either, Insane. And letting Insane back away fairly safely. He's going to back around that corner. Mucka positioning over on the 8-9 line, like he's going to rush down there in the mouse.
He probably will. Slowly.
Just have him dive bomb down from the hill.
Oh, no thanks. But yeah, Muka will probably push down 8-9 line with steroids. Be the first wave, try and get to the houses, try and find angles. There's just like really nobody to block off Deja. Usually you have a guy coming from 3-4 line like a mouse to trade with that, to fight with that, but so far there's nobody there for Utopia. So Deja's kind of like having a freebie.
He's already backed right off. So I have Raging Potato there, Super Conqueror. Creator can just simply turn around. They do spot the mouse and steroids moving up in that area. They'll start shooting already. Shotgun into Mucka's face, 389. Not necessarily the best of all rolls, but still damage is damage.
They might actually like...
they might actually force the AMX to clip out and then push.
No.
No?
I just hope that I'm wrong.
It's a cap tactic maybe?
They might try and put Muka on the cap and steroids behind it.
Use that rock as well?
No, use Muka.
Yeah, but use Muka beside the rock.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's the plan. I wonder if it's going to be. It is the plan. I wish I was wrong sometimes, honestly. I don't like this whatsoever.
Okay,
so
this is interesting.
Muka's going to shield Steroids, and Steroids is going to sit behind him in the cap. The reason why I don't like this is because they're going to lose a full mouse for this and a 113 that's not in the fight. Well, only thing Oops has to do right now is like take out Papa Pavian pretty much and control the hill. Yes, this is why all of the heavies from Utopia are on the hill, but getting that reset is not impossible. So, I don't know. I'm worried.
They're already immediately pushing up into Papa Pavin. He does have support from the hill. That's where Biku is positioned on that area. Kirov spots him out. Mucka taking lots of damage already. Vilki taking lots of damage already in return. Not enough damage coming back into Oops. Mucka continuing to get pummeled for this in that cap circle. And Oops are starting to take the advantage here. Raging Potato getting the kill already.
Well, now everybody's fighting on the hill. Should be the moment for Raging and Creator. Did Insane flip his mouse? Because Creator is going towards him. I swear to God, if Insane flipped his mouse, I am going to lose my nerves.
Possibly, but we can't see it right now. Creator is right beside Insane, so that may have happened right now. Now they are moving off together. Perhaps he's using Insane as coverage,
really
or he's trying to roll him right now. The action is happening here with Utopia in the middle of the fight. Up on the hill here right now, Milosh and Shoku and Vilki trading shots with each other. Papa Pavin has been dropped at the top of the map, but Cameo has also been dropped, and Insane. Ooh la la, monsieur. That is not what we want to be happening right now.
I really wish I was wrong sometimes, you know what I mean? But
Creator's just like, mate, you're too heavy to tip over.
You cannot flip a mouse. Creator just needs to repush the hill with the rest of the team, and they're even probably going to win this without Insane, but it's going to be more difficult because the crossfire is set up here from Utopia.
Milosh and Deka just having to watch what they're doing here, pushing around. Creator's going to trade off here against the autoloader of Biku. Creator should come out on top of that with the AMX 50B against the TVP of Biku. 2 more shots, but Creator's actually going to say, no, I'm going to help my teammates. He can drop Shoku or Shipanic here. He drops Shipanic, choosing to just take those shots from Biku when he comes off reload. Deka in turn drops Shoku. Vilki stuck behind the rock, and a Raging Potato is going to finish off Steroids here with this one-on-one. Nice trades here, and Insane is just dictating how the battle goes at the back, Daki. You know, he's just saying, guys, you can win this without me. Well, and they're like, Insane, you need to be there. He's like, no, boys, you know, I'm gonna make you do this without me.
You know, he's French, so he's commanding from the back lines.
Oh, you said that, not me, mate. You said that, not me. Insane just looking like he's going to just take this one out, just have a little lie down. And there we go. Oops, able to win this one with 6 guns still available, and Insane protecting all his HP in the mouse in case it was needed near the end there.
Can we stop flipping tanks now? Like, it's just like, so no, when you see like one tank go somewhere, and then all of a sudden you see him starting to turn around and like going towards him, and like going towards him, and you're like, he flipped himself. Insane flipped his mouse.
Hey, dude, imagine if that was a TeamSpeak round.
Even without that, they won the round because Utopia has, you know, Papa Pavian, who lost against Camille pretty much. I mean, they both died, but he lost, right?
Yeah,
He needs to win that trade to like stay alive and get behind these tanks. And even then, Oops just pushes the hill. And while they push the hill, Steroids on the cap gets pushed by a Super Conqueror who has good HP, a good gun, and will just kill him. And they're fighting on the hill with a TVP and Chinese heavies and an IS-7 versus mouses and IS-7s that are coming up the hill in a 50B. I mean, Creator wasn't even there for like half the battle because he was trying to help Insane. And when he came on the hill, they just flat out lost it. Like this all-in tactic, it's really cool and all, but you have one tank useless, which is Papa Pavian.
You said that
and
yesterday as well. Giving up a mouse like that was failware in the mouse, and for Gohar doing it.
You have a mouse useless, and you have a 113 useless. I mean, Oops could have just at one point even like ignored Steroids, let him sit on the cap, and driven with everybody on the hill, and it'd be the same result because they just kill everybody on the hill.
You're bringing a tank with 3,000 HP and armor, and then you're not using that 300 HP in armor. You're just using it as a chunk of metal to hide behind, which realistically there's multiple other tanks you could potentially use if that's what you're going to do. It seems like a bit of a, oh well, we'll do this, and I think a complete waste of bringing a mouse. It's like if you brought the AMX 5100 on Runeberg, at least you knew that was going to be a rubbish tank and you were picking it because it was high, and that was it, basically.
Well, Stan River now, Utopia has a lot of work to do to even get back to tiebreaker. They need to win 4 rounds and then win in tiebreaker as well.
Yeah. So right now, Utopia can't get a clean win.
Nope.
So Ding are still not completely safe in third yet. So nope. one scenario is gone. But we still have 3 possible match scenarios, and we still have two possible match outcomes.
Yep. So
two ranking outcomes. Sorry, from that.
So they still have everything to play for, but they need to win first 4 rounds, and then they need to win the tiebreaker as well. It's kind of impossible.
Yeah. So Ding right now just don't want Utopia to win. Ding then will remain third. But the way it goes just now, if Oops get a clean win, then Oops will take second place on 30 points. Then Ding will stay in third place on 27 points, and Utopia will stay in fourth place on 26 points. So this could be it, Daki. It is their moment to shine. And another big thing as well is at the top of the table, the difference in prize money here is quite considerable. It's a big chunk of money difference on the regular season split as the higher up the tables you go.
It is.
Like at bottom between 8th and 7th, it was like a difference of like $2,000, but it's much higher. I think it's almost like something like almost like 10 or something, at least 8 difference between these positions.
Oh, Oops is gonna be happy if they win that, especially Miloš. But Oops doing Oops things. They're taking map control as per usual. They're not really like I don't remember the last time they went super all in. But yeah, Insane spots out Vielke in the 113. Doesn't know that Muka is there, but you know, knowing that there's a 113 there, they will know that there's support. They know where Szczepanik is. They know where Sturoids is. It's connecting the dots, right? They're still missing a few tanks, but they will connect the dots at the very least.
I was thinking actually that last round on mines to be able to. I mean, both teams took a mouse that just took no part in the fight whatsoever. So it was just a 6-on-6.
Yeah, and Utopia, Utopia still flat out lost it.
It was absolutely crazy. There was nothing from Insane's mouse. There was nothing from Mucka's mouse. Both teams were like, okay, guys, gentleman's agreement, 6-on-6. Maybe Insane felt, you know, like, guys, this is a bit unfair. I'm going to take myself out of the battle.
Very much doubt that Insane would be that generous, to be honest. I very much doubt it. But yeah, I mean, 4-0 down, Utopia continuing the trend from what we're seeing in the last part of the season. Just not good enough, I guess. Like, they were amazing in the beginning, good in the middle, but really not that great towards the end of the season. So, I don't know. I hope Utopia can recover in the playoffs because like it's like 95% sure they're going to have to play it now, and they're going to have a difficult opponent as well, most likely.
Yeah, for sure.
They're going to play Go Hard.
They're going to play against Go Hard, yeah. If things stay the same as they are, it's just basically Oops and Ding that swap positions in the league table. If it match carries on the way it's going just now, which it's a high chance here actually of being a 5-0.
Still, Sand River defends though. It's difficult to break. And Utopia doesn't have super big weaknesses in their defensive line right now. I mean, if Oops, I think Oops might go for here because they're grouping up Raging, Miloš, and Kamil, is that A-line push, which is like go to Karolf, push over, find Szczepanik, kill him in the I-7, continue on towards Papa Pavian, and hope that we're still alive by the end of it. And it does look like that what they're about to go for, because I don't think they have much more options to do. They could, no, they have to kill Szczepanik. They have no other way.
They are going for it here. Miloš, Raging Potato, Cameo. They're taking the charge, pushing in here to back up Karolf. Now, Utopia are going to be waiting for him to come over. It really depends on how much damage Oops can do once the fight started. Miloš stops, slams on the brakes. Raging Potato stops with him. Cameo stops as well. Crater waiting to peek up over the hill. And Oops now looking like they're not so sure about that area. They're sending Cameo back. Miloš and Raging also coming back as well now.
Yeah, but they caused a big rotation from Utopia, though. They've completely abandoned the southeast corner of the map. Vielke, Muka, Shuku. Yeah, but like they can retake it if they want to. But Now there'd be a lot of guns in place for Utopia if this push were to happen. Like really a lot of guns, because everybody's pretty much there. Rotation again from Utopia now again, because they realized Creator needs to be careful with peeking onto Steroids though.
Steroids just having a little shot to his left, but not connecting with anything. Creator's taking damage, Vilki and Utopia is taking damage, but so far nothing else really happening between the teams. Insane and Creator getting ready to perhaps do something here, Daki, perhaps jump over into Steroids. Let's see how long they're going to position it for. Shupanic shoots over, Creator gets ready, Insane repositions himself again, and every time we see something coming from Oops, it's going to go, but now it's going to happen. Let's listen to their team speak.
Creator, you have to overtake.
By 7. Set on fire.
Yeah, we have from the base. From the base. Insane, go back. Can you?
I finished. I
Can you finish?
Nice.
Go, we can cup.
Let's get safe.
Bata is pushing me.
We need to
Gaka
help
pushing
on
this.
this, Kamil. We need to
Yeah,
help on this.
Batchat coming. Shoku, I cannot.
Raging round towards
I need to reload because I have only one shot.
Double
Now.
bat there.
Muka -1.
I'm reloading though.
I'll stay here and get them off.
We have to kill this then.
Yeah, they're all pushing in.
I
Cannot do
have
anything
good
now.
It's
position
fine, it's
against
fine,
them.
it's fine,
We just
it's
need
fine.
to
Kill off
prevent
has
them
good
from pushing
position, we
quick.
just reload and we just repush into them then.
Don't let them push me, just.
I'm loaded in 20.
You don't need to cap, guys.
What-
It's
one
all
more
about
three
pushing.
coming
Look,
back.
they have probably 2 tanks out of the fight. Just come already with the bot. Come already with the bot. And Kirov is pushing, is taking damage. We're just clearing them out with the bot by the clips.
Kirov go.
Alright,
Okay.
come.
Side, side.
They're gonna run. You see, this bot is running already. Just come. We need to drop Muka and Papapavian instantly. I'm gonna go last because I have less HP. Давай.
I'm on.
Kirov, Kamil, go in. But on the
Okay,
back.
it's -2 already.
He's tracked. Nice.
Kill Muka.
Dawaj.
Kill Muka. Kill Muka.
It's
Raging,
fine,
go.
it's fine.
Raging,
Chill,
go,
chill.
I got.
Finish Papa now.
Just kill those 2 tanks. Those
Nice.
guys, be careful. The
Pico.
bot might be going around.
Go for
Yeah.
Shoku.
Pico is
Yes.
going around, guys.
Just get
I
set
have
from the
last
bot.
shot.
I can
Minus reload. -1.
Just kill the hook.
I will
-2.
I have one more shot.
I7 is going up. If you play in
I
better,
see.
if you play in better, I can kill him maybe.
Yes,
Kamil can just
I'm gonna
overpick
ping
from this
that.
and kill him. Kamil
Okay,
can
I
take.
kill him. 24, 24, Got him. 24.
Yeah, it's enough.
I'm gonna
It's
reload.
fine.
It's -3.
Yeah, I can go all the way back. I can go even to this, so I can wreck this I7.
Do so.
Yes, I'm going.
Because this guy's gonna run all the way. We need to catch him up.
Can Batchat just go through this?
Kamil probably can kill Pico.
No,
There's
wait,
a
wait.
13.
Coming Pico.
Kamil
5
has
seconds.
Pico.
Bomber 3 is coming as well. Badger is out on the side.
We need to kill those 2 tanks fast. We need to drop those 2 tanks fast.
That's
Nice.
Camille.
Shoku is
Hey,
out.
go kill
If we're gonna
I7.
go,
Drop
I will,
the
I
Iceland.
will probably
I
finish
can't even
too.
go for a
Raging, don't YOLO, don't
Raging,
YOLO.
I can kill
Die.
Iceland.
Yeah,
Wait.
he's
I can.
not
I will
looking
not
at
die.
it,
I will not die.
He's not looking at it.
Nice.
Batchat's full HP,
We
by
should
the way.
relocate to the budget like this now.
But battery stuff.
I don't have much time though.
I have still much
We need to go
space,
for
so
the kill.
Can
Go for the kill.
Camille and Kirov, can this convert?
Chill. Let Kelov go aggressive and cover him. We need to drop the tanks. At least this 1-3 and then we can just cap.
That's bad.
Bachat
bad.
is here. Bachat is here.
I can go from the left.
Nice, good job.
Batchat shot twice
Okay,
already.
just cover, I will push over.
Just cover from the bot and Kelov is just gonna push over though.
Yeah. This Batchat shot 3 times, by the way. I mean 2 times.
He shot
Against
Kamil,
me.
давай.
He's speaking again, he's speaking. Yes.
And we got this.
Oh, this is so lucky.
Even with the fucking memes on my defense.
Yeah, second place.
Go triple.
Okay.
And there you go, Daki. Oops, pulling
Wow,
off
it's
the
not
win.
so excited.
Pulling off the win, even with the means on Mine's defense, as the
They sound
said
so
himself.
excited. Whoa,
Whoa,
second
we won.
place.
Yeah, we did it. Well played. Oops. There was a kind of hint early on there that this could actually lead into a 5-0.
Man, this is so disappointing, like,
With-
honestly.
With an Oops clean win, that now means that Oops are going to be second
Yeah,
in the
Oops-
league.
Oops is
Ding are
second,
going to be
Ding
third,
third,
Utopia
is
fourth, which
so-
means Ding will play Isuba in the playoff, and it means that
Go
Utopia
hard
go
will
hard.
play Utopia. And if Utopia continues the way they're playing right now, they're
Get
not going to
spanked by
win.
Go Hard.
They will not win whatsoever. I don't know what's
It's looking
happened.
like it's going to be the same 4 teams, more likely.
I
High
don't,
chance.
I don't know what happened to Utopia in the second part of the season, but
Need option is
feels
what I
like
say here.
they're on the slope and their engine turned off and they're just like going
Going
straight to the
backwards.
ravine.
No handbrake. Pavin coming in there, top damage for his team, but Raging Potato